Complaints on hellopeter.com have surged in recent weeks, including problems with e-tax, the call center, as well as inaccurate billing. Now, to give us more details on this, I'm joined by Peter Chills, who's the founder of hellopeter.com. Peter Chills, hello, Peter.
Hello, very, very nice to be here with you this afternoon. Thank you.
Indeed, such a pleasure to have you in studio. But taking a look at the complaints that you have listed on your website regarding Sanral, walk us through what some of the typical complaints are.
Yeah, I mean, as you quite rightly pointed out, there have been very many complaints about Sanral in the last couple of weeks. And they've sort of focused on the billing problems. They've focused on overcharging. They've focused on the lack of clarity from the call center operators, so that when people do phone to try and query a particular issue, they're met with a stony silence, or indeed a particularly naive reply. And there are also many complaints about their website as well. In fact, the consumers out there who are complaining on hellopeter.com about Sanral are now calling it Scamral. And so the whole issue is becoming quite overpowering, and beyond which the complaints are now being spread from hellopeter.com virally through the social media. And because hellopeter is linked up with Facebook and Twitter, we get the feedback in on the complaints. So I can see the comments rolling back into hellopeter regarding the social media, and there's a huge dialogue going on between consumers out there. The main thing is that for the first time ever, we're getting a situation where the people who are doing good by registering are all the ones who are complaining. The people who are not doing good by not registering are laughing at the people who are doing good. And that's very, very bad for the supplier out there, because they're going to be hitting a great big brick wall, because there's such a huge amount of resistance by the consumers out there right now, especially by the people who just simply say, no, we are not going to register. Come and get us if you can.
So clearly this shows that there's structural issues facing Scamral, as they've been coined, the term has been coined by your Hello Peter complainants there. Has Sanral potentially responded to any of these? No,
they haven't responded. They haven't tried to respond. They haven't attempted in any way to dialogue with the consumers, certainly on Hello Peter. And I don't see a lot of dialogue going on with the other social media either. And it's a pity, because the social media and publishers out there, of which hellopeter.com is a fairly significant player, produces a lot of feeling towards the particular organization, and in this case, it's very, very negative towards Sanral right now.
How damaging could this be to Sanral's reputation?
You know, I don't think that Sanral has ever had a very good reputation. And as you well know, and everybody knows, the more dialogue you can create with your consumers out there, and the more open and the more flexible and the more visible and the more transparent, the better. The problem is that there seems to be a tremendous lack of transparency. And not only are the complaints directed towards all of that, but they're also directed towards the fact that it seems a very expensive operation as well. For example, the one complaint spoke about having to get off at a particular highway, get on at another particular ramp. It was 3 kilometers odd, and they were charged 35 Rand for that. And in addition to which, there was a traffic jam on the highway. So it's this sort of thing. So there's, they're not getting their money's worth, basically.
If you were Sanral, Peter, what would you do?
Well, first of all, I'd open dialogue and create a massive interaction with my consumers out there. Secondly, I would just put everything on pause until I had a fantastic website that was completely interactive. And thirdly, I would actually invite opinion of how to make the roads better, the roads safer, without simply imposing taxes upon everybody.
So clearly there's some lessons for Sanral to learn from this. It's just unfortunate that they haven't picked up on it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just a pity that they haven't interacted with the public out there. It's just a pity that they haven't sort of looked at the social media, because that is where that is where opinions are formed today. In every environment, it's the social media and, of course, the media generally, like yourselves, that sways the opinion. And without a close connect with the media, you've got a hell of a problem. So they need to create some sort of connect, because a bitter pill can be swallowed as long as it's sugar-coated. This Sanral has not sugar-coated the bitter pill that the consumer has got to swallow. And that's where the problem is.
I understand that the number of complaints that you've received on your website are record-setting.
Yeah, they're a huge amount. Not necessarily record-setting, because whenever there's an issue, a big issue, we get a lot of interaction. Like, for example, when a rock star comes to South Africa to play music here, and the function has been badly organized. We'll get many consumers writing about the disorganization by the organizers. Or when Gauteng was originally launched, and there were pauses and there were problems. You can remember that. But they sort of seemed to get over it, and of course the complaints died down a bit.
Peter, such a pleasure speaking to you. I'm sure we don't feature on your website, only under the compliment section, I'm sure. But
I'm sure you do.
we'll keep track of that. Thank you so much to Peter Chill.